What is up, everyone? Please take a second and hit that like button. The more likes that we get in a short period of time, the more people the algorithm will bring into the chat to come hang out with us and see what's going on. So please hit that like button. Let me know how you're doing. And happy freedom, hooligans. Alright, so let's see what we got going on today. First, there's just hilarious stuff in the chat. So we're going to read through this really quick. What's up, Trill? What's up, Adrian? What's up, Jeffro? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Donnie Brooklyn? I think you're the one that said it. What's up, K Guardian? What's up, Edward? What's up, Think About It? What's up, Nutty Buddy? Happy Freedom. What's up, Hungry Camel? What's up, Bubba? Happy Freedom, Jeffro. What's up, Chris Cola? What's up, Captain Seamus? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Robert? Oh, where is it? Happy Freedom, Snooks. Let's see. What's up, Anthony? What's up, IB4? Reading through. Oh, I don't know why I can't find. Oh, there it is. Donnie Brooklyn. Eat the elite. That's way better than eating bugs, I think. I don't know. Maybe that's not right. It's definitely not politically correct. Thank you so much, IB4, for gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you, IB4. What's up, Julius? All right, let's read through the chat really quick and we will do the rundown. Could tell it's already gonna be one of those days I had to go out in the hallway and yell at my neighbors, say, hey, I got some hooligans on the line, you don't want them to show up, you guys better stop slamming doors around here. They were pretty nice about it though, and I haven't heard a door slam in the last 20 minutes. What's up, 2 Ruby Shoes, and welcome to the live. What's up, everyone on Twitch? No, I think I started the live a little early. If you guys are watching on Odyssey, I'm going to reset the stream, and then you're going to have to refresh the page, and you'll be where you're supposed to be. I think I jumped it too quick on Odyssey. So if you're watching on Odyssey, just refresh the page in like 30 seconds. What's up, everyone on Rumble? What's up, PA guy? You're first. You were first today. All right, looks like Odyssey is good to go. Goofy cat sitting here screaming at me, but he doesn't want to be on camera, so I don't know. Gotta pick a side. What's up, Donna? Happy Freedom. What's up, everyone on Facebook? All right, we can get started now. Ugh. So today, there's no White House today, from what I could see. It's because it's the weekend. We don't normally have the White House on the weekend, very seldomly. But we're going to be starting off today covering an article talking about Canada performing organ transplants from MAID, M-A-I-D, donors than any other country in the world. So they're providing more transplants, and we're going to get into that and what MAID is. Then we're going to watch a minute-long video showing a chaotic scene from Paris pension reform, the pension reform protest that was happening last night. Then we're going to cover an article talking about Sheila Jackson Lee's bill to make it illegal for what they say whites to criticize minorities. And then we're going to skim through a 40-minute video of an Antifa Vigil that they were having for their dead comrade. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Just give me a second here. Do you hear the cat? You hear the cat? Yes. See, calm down, Klaus Daniels. It's just coffee with hooligans. Don't you worry. Holy, thank you so much, IB4, for another 5 memberships over on YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you, IB4. Make sure you guys are thanking IB4 that those memberships aren't free. Big shout out to you, IB4. What's up, Shadow Patriot? What's up, Maria? Happy freedom, you hooligans. All right, let me get the link. I'm dropping it in the chat and we'll get started. Happy freedom, Dana. Thanks for being here. All right, hooligans. So the link I just dropped in the chat should bring you to this article here. This article is talking about Canada performing more organ transplant from MAID donors than any other country in the world. It says a growing number of patients who request medical assistance in dying, which is MAID, are asking to donate their organs for transplant. An international review found that Canada is performing the most organ transplants from MAID patients among the 4 countries studied that offer this practice. Data collected shows that in Canada, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Spain altogether have had 286 assisted death recipients. They provide what the article phrases as life-saving organs for transplant to 837 patients, and what the article phrases as years up to, including 2021. The way that they word this article is kind of like they're trying to deceive you on how long this has actually been going on. But they just stated that out of the 286 people who participated in this MAID program, they were able to harvest enough organs. I don't know if that's correct to say, but to do transplants for 837 patients. So they're trying to sell it like this is a good thing. It says MAID, M-A-I-D, is an acronym for Medical Assistance in Dying. This program is assisted in 6% of... I'm missing information here somewhere. 6% of organs donated in Canada in 2021. So this program has provided 6% of that country their whole organs donated. Again, I think they're trying to sell it like it's a great new thing. According to the article, in an interview with CTV, news author Schaefer, director of the Center for Professional and Applied Ethics at the University at Manitoba, he said, according to the article, I was rather proud that Canada has done so well in terms of organ donation by MAID patients. The article then mentions that he also stated, with more than 4,000 Canadians waiting for organ transplants, some of who are dying, he says Canada's numbers show a strong move to turn death into a win-win. Goes on to say, so I say, good on us. It's a wonderful opportunity for someone facing death to make something significant out of the end of their life. Trudeau Lemons, a professor in health law and policy at the University of Toronto, he points to statistics showing more than 35% of Canadians who participated in MAID in 2021 felt that they were a burden to their family, friends, or caregiver, according to the Health Canada report. According to the Health Canada report, it says, I am concerned that people who struggle with lack of self-esteem and self-worth may be pushed to see this as an opportunity to mean something. The article then mentions, that's why guidelines are necessary and should be very strict. So what do you hooligans think about all this? I'm going to read through the chat here in a second. I think this stuff's kind of crazy. I've been hearing about this since, I don't know, 2016 or something like that. I used to hear about it on the news all the time. American media was kind of outraged when this became a thing, as you heard from the article. There's other countries participating in this, and they're really trying to sell this as a good thing. Now, we all know what this is. This is the medical off button. I can't say the word, especially because Twitch is against that kind of stuff. But you're picking up what I'm laying down. They're trying to sell it like this is a good thing. And what do you think God feels about this? And I know not everybody cares about that, but this is kind of listed directly in the Bible. So I don't know. Doesn't seem like a good thing to me. But there's probably scenarios where, I don't know, maybe this could be a redeemable option. But I definitely don't think because you had a hard day on Wednesday, you need to go check this out. I don't know. I think they're trying to oversell it a little bit. And it's more death. Just kind of like, Roe v. Wade, all that stuff. We heard the protesters yesterday sounding crazy, out of their mind. Just super excited to kill humans. I don't know. Thank you so much to Real Zooch for that $10 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much to Real Zooch. All right. Let's see. Danette, they are playing God. It is dangerous sin. Yeah. One level below death by officer. That's like where I'm categorizing it. You're making a choice to say you're not going to be here anymore. And I was raised and lived with my great grandparents most of my life, who were old, real old. I was a young lad and they were like in their 60s and 70s. So by the time I was a teenager, I'm like upset and having a hard time being 15 years old, and they're like in their 80s, and they're trying to deal with this frustrated and heavily angered 15-year-old the best way they could. But I seen the pain of what it takes to get old, how life wears you down. I would hear them cry about how your mind doesn't get old, your body does. And sometimes you'll have dreams where you're young and can ride a bike and run, and then you wake up and you're in this old body that can't hardly shuffle to the bathroom. And we used to talk about that all the time when they were still alive. So I know what it's like to be at the end of the line, at least from an outside perspective. And I could see why people would think that this could be a viable option for certain things, just like the article states. It could make people feel like this is them giving back. Like they're like, I'm not useful anymore. I don't enjoy being here. And then they go for this option. But according to the Bible, that's not how God intended this to go. So, I don't know. Lots of mixed opinions on it, I'm sure. But we're going to move forward. Robert, it's all part of the NWO. Oh, I believe it. Anything that has the topic of killing people seems to all be united. I remember talking with a hooligan during a voice chat on Gilded or Discord, and they were talking about how during World War II over in Germany, they were having an issue getting rid of bodies, and they created a process that is actually like used worldwide now. It's like engineering and stuff. I don't know if you look into it, but I mean, that goes all the way back to World War II, and then you can see remnants of it coming out into the open and stuff. Roe v. Wade, and this kind of stuff. Medical off button. We'll just call it that. Either way, moving forward, we're going to show a video. It's not very long. It's only a minute long. Holy, I'm sweating to death. Let's see if I melt right here on the live. This video is only a minute long. It is from Tara, from Polish American Brotherhood. She's also, I think she has another channel. It's called On the Ground with Tara. We've covered her tons and tons. Proud Boy marches and conservative events and stuff like that. She does awesome work. So we're going to show that here in a second. This video is going to show us what she titled A Chaotic Scene from Paris Pension Reform Protest. And this video is from yesterday. Alright, so just a little bit of context off the top of my mind here if you guys don't know about this. Their country is trying to move retirement from 62 to 64, and the whole country is upset about it. So there's been protests going on for, I don't know, almost a week or something now. It's been 3-4 days. This is how yesterday went. All right, IB4, I'll be looking for it. These look like familiar scenes, don't they? I think it's just because Tara is the camera person, so you know this is how we view chaos. She's got a nice clear feed. Look at all those people. Shadow Patriot, Tara has a couple live streams. Yeah, that's why I noticed when I went to her channel. I think I'm a writer on Twitter because I noticed her links on Twitter get lost. They don't go to her YouTube channel at all, and I don't know if she knows that. Well, that's a little preview of how yesterday's protest was going out in France, or in Paris, or no, in France. Trying to figure it out. Sorry, I'm not from there. All right. Chaos in the streets. All right. So now we're going to be moving forward to this article. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Shadow Patriot, I'm not sure what you're referencing yet. Does what? John Costello, that'll be Georgia soon. We'll see. We'll see. They are staying active out there. What's up, Mr. Beansy Beans? No, there's no Old Man Walter today. Why does it say that somewhere? I don't know, the title on Twitch is correct, or at least it is on my end. Facebook is the dumbest platform, I swear. I swear. I had to switch over to my page from my personal page. They require you to have a personal page to run a public page. So then I'm juggling these pages, and it's just now notifying me, hey, you are commenting and engaging with everyone as your personal page while you're on your public page. Okay, Facebook, just expose all my information, you trash bag. Oh, I see, Shadow Patriot. I was thinking something else. All right, hooligans. So the link that I dropped in the chat should bring you to this article. This is a nice hate-filled article. So the article says, Sheila Jackson Lee's bill makes it illegal for whites to criticize minorities. If the bill was to pass, the article says that it would carve, and it says it this way, carve out a new type of crime, a white supremacy-inspired hate crime, which the bill defines very broadly as an instance in which white supremacy ideology has motivated the planning, development, preparation, and perpetration of actions that constituted a crime or were undertaken in furtherance of activity that in effectuated would have constituted a crime. That is a word salad that doesn't mean a whole lot of nothing. Anyways, the article then goes on to state, oh, here we go. And I like this because it starts off like this is some pro BLM thing. But then the article states, in other words, it is a leftist attempt to redefine hate crimes to include the activities of white people, including social media posts or public messages promoting replacement theory, and I like that phrase, or hate speech that vilifies or is otherwise directed against any non-white person or group. The new powers would fall under the interpretive authority of the politicized Department of Justice, which shall have the authority to investigate, intercede, and undertake other actions that it deems necessary and appropriate to indict, mitigate, or prevent such action from culminating in violent activity. The article goes on to say, if the law was to pass, white people would no longer be permitted to criticize any minority or minority-oriented group, such as BLM, without a high likelihood of being charged with a hate crime. Good stuff. Right, hooligans? It's trash. I hate all this skin color stupidness. Like, so bad. So bad. I hate it so bad. When I was younger, I used to live in this area in Indiana called South Bend. And it was not a very nice neighborhood. Our house had bullet holes in it. We watched 2 people die in our yard. We had drive-bys on a regular basis. People were being killed on a regular basis. We were 1 block from the Martin Luther King courts. If anybody knows anything about how cities work, if you're anywhere where it says Martin Luther King, it's usually the bad side of the neighborhood. That's not my choice. That's how the world is wrote. I don't know. It is what it is. But over there, you know, I was getting beat up for being white, and I was on the wrong side of town, and da-da-da-da-da, and I hated that. Hated that. People letting their dogs go at me and stuff. Hey, white boy, you're in the wrong side, blah, blah. My brothers and sisters and stepdad are all black. They were having issues at school for having white siblings. It was kind of at a point where we couldn't even associate with each other in public because it would, somebody's going to get attacked. Either we're going to get attacked because we're associating with non-whites and others believe that that's not okay, or they would be attacked for hanging out with me because I'm white. We would get, fist fights. People would be stabbed in the lunchroom. I mean, I was in 7th grade, I think. 8th grade. I was in 8th grade. People were getting stabbed in the lunchroom because sitting at a table with me. There'd be 20-something tables out, and I'd be sitting at a table by myself because it was me and 4 other white kids in a huge middle school. There was everything but white kids. There was more Asians there than white kids. And I didn't care. My brothers and sisters and everything, they're black. Doesn't matter to me. We all grew up the same. We all grew up with do-rags and putting grease in our hair and making rap songs. That's just how I grew up. It's the way it is. Linda Lou, Clay Middle School. And so, fighting was so bad when I went to school at Clay Middle School that it was a $500 fine to come back, or you couldn't come back to school. It was such a problem. But I'm not 15 anymore. And I moved away from all that stuff. And I haven't had to deal with that stuff since then, since I've lived in that location. And I don't condemn those people or feel any way. They didn't forge any hate inside of me or anything like that. People are mean. And that's just all there was to it. It didn't imprint like I should be mad at a skin color. That's really stupid to me. And I went through some terrible stuff because of that. But it never ever made me feel any kind of way towards anyone because of their skin color. And now I do this and people are like, you're a racist. I'm like, who am I even racist to? I'm related to like the whole spectrum. Like, who could I even be racist to? I don't even care about people like that. Like, come on, man. So that stuff is hardcore. And the only way I'm affected now by this stuff is this crap. This stuff right here. The stuff we see on the TV. The laws they're trying to pass. The stigmas that they're passing. The way social media is. Terrible. Terrible. I hate it. and I know you guys hate it, but I grew up with this kind of stuff. This behavior that they say doesn't exist. Like, if you were to live in the bad side of town, especially in an area that's not white, and I'm only saying that because of YouTube. It doesn't matter to me what your skin color is, but they don't like progress over there. So I remember hanging out with friends and having like their parents come in and say, like, what are you guys doing? We'd be playing Pokemon or something, or we'd be drawing, or we'd be reading or learning something, and their parents would come in and say, what are you doing? You trying to be white? You look like you're trying to be white. Trying to apply for a job or something. My friends would be like, hey, I just got this new job that I was trying to get, but my dad says I have to quit because I'm out here trying to pretend like I'm white, and that's not right. See, that neighborhood breaks their own kind down, and if you try to better yourself, then you're hated because of envy. They see you like you're trying to be better than all of them, and they don't want to improve their life at all. They like being a low life. So if you live there and you're trying to better your life, they're going to pull you down. They will pull you down. They will not let you succeed. How many instances have you heard where there's a person with a nice car, maybe some jewelry, and then they get robbed? And everybody says, well, you live in a bad town. You live on a bad side of the neighborhood. That's what you get. Well, maybe they live where they can afford to live. Maybe they live in a place that they're not prepared to move out of yet. They're saving money, working hard, bought a new car that works, got a nice watch, taking care of themselves, building up to be able to leave. Their neighbors see that and they go, oh, this guy thinks he's somebody. Let's go rob him. Let's go do something bad to him. Let's take all his stuff. Let's kill him for thinking he's better than us. And that's how they think in those poor neighborhoods and stuff, especially if there's generations there. If you have a family that's been there 5-6 generations, they all think like this, and they pass it down to their kids. And it's not a skin color, it's a neighborhood thing. It's a poverty issue, like they're saying, but they're not on the same page. And so I was experiencing that just from my skin color and stuff. But this stuff is not as it is portrayed. They act like the whole world is oppressing these bad neighborhoods. When we see this on, protests and marches, especially Antifa crying so hard into the camera about unfair treatment and stuff. It is them oppressing themselves and blaming others. I've seen it. I've seen it. I grew up with it. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I wish people could find peace and be whole and outgrow that stuff. Like, my great-grandparents used to say some politically incorrect stuff. And they grew up in a time where that wasn't frowned upon as it is now. Now, that doesn't justify it or anything, and they're dead. What are you going to do about it? But it didn't impression me in a way that I should carry that with me. That's them and I'm me. And I don't agree with that kind of language or talking inappropriately, especially about other people's skin color, religion, anything like that. So I was never influenced or impacted to carry that with me. I wish that people who lived in poor neighborhoods would do the same for their parents. Keep the good but cut the bad. If they're telling you to not talk to an officer because you're acting white or because you're a snitch, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You need help, call a cop. Someone's hurting you, call a cop. If they're really hurting you, know your rights and defend yourself appropriately. But to listen to your parents as you're young and say, oh, if a cop talks to you, that's the white man. That's the man coming to get you. When you're 6 or 7 years old, that's really impressionable. And these communities are pushing that onto their children. So by the time they're teenagers, they're criminals. And they're not just criminals, but they're criminals that think that they're in the right. They're like, well, life's hard. What do you mean? I should be able to steal your stuff fair and square. Maybe you should take better care of it so I shouldn't be able to steal it from you. That's the mindset, like gaslighting and stuff. But they don't realize it. They think it's a way of life. They're like, well, you like to wear green shirts and I like to wear yellow shirts. So this is the same thing. They don't realize there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things because of the influence of their neighborhood and the elders around them, the adults in the room. And so they get influenced by this. It shapes the way they see the world. And then they get in these echo chambers with other teenagers and stuff that feel the same. And everybody, especially from, I don't know, 12 years old to 26, 27 years old, you kind of have this urge to want to belong to something. You want to be a part of something, which is what I was saying when I first started live streaming. The reason there was so much Antifa and BLMers everywhere is because it's easy to recruit young, impressionable minds who want to be a part of something. That's why gangs are so popular. And that's a lot of times why when you see gang members, they're in their 20s. They've been a gang member for 3, 4, 5 years. They were recruited as a teenager. You just don't know it because they didn't become active until they hit their 20s. So Antifa is very much the same way. The problem is their comrades either grow out of it or they die. And so it's this revolving door of idiocy happening. But it comes from, what do they say? It takes a village to raise a child or to raise a kid or whatever. And that's because the environment and the way the environment impacts the kid is important. And I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the situation, I guess. But either way, seeing stuff like this, it's not progress in any kind of way. I've seen real hate. And that's where that road goes. You start worrying about people's skin color and stuff, that's hate. And it's not good. It's not good at all. All right, moving forward.
I believe from the...
All right, so this is probably going to be wrapping this up. We're not going to watch this whole thing, and hopefully this doesn't kick off in the wrong way. We're going to show this video from Unicorn Riot, which is I don't know, a BLMer, I believe. Definitely Antifa pro, because he's sitting here at the vigil with him and he's not being eaten alive. So we've covered him quite a bit during the riots, especially like Portland season and stuff like that. They go live every once in a while. I don't always cover it because a lot of times they're just doing mundane things, nothing too active. But in Atlanta, there's been Antifa showing up, and it's starting to bring protesters from all over. So that's how Unicorn Riot's there now. I've never seen him live stream in Georgia. That doesn't mean he hasn't ever done it, but I've never seen it, and now he's there. Now, we've seen this in Michigan. There was an individual that was involved in an officer shooting that we covered extensively. There was protests in Grand Rapids, which is like 2 hours from me. But then it started dying down, and what we started seeing was live streamers from Louisville, Kentucky, from Minneapolis, and other areas, local, not local, but surrounding areas, were coming into Grand Rapids and bringing protesters with them. And so they would have big groups of protesters. But then at the end of the march, they'd go around and be like, hey, what do you think about this, that, and the other? And the protesters would be like, I don't know. I'm from Minneapolis. I've never even been to Michigan. They had to import protesters because there wasn't enough people here that cared about the situation. Because don't pick a fight with a cop and, not expect to be shot. Like, I don't know. Is that not totally clear at this point? Guess not. So they had to bring in protesters, and that fizzled out after like a week or so. And people don't even talk about it now. Al Sharpton, everything was here. But now they don't even talk about it. They act like it didn't even exist. So this is their next ambulance chase, I guess. Right here. So this is Unicorn Riot. He was live last night. It was live last night showing Antifa gathering for a vigil for their dead comrade. This Atlanta Antifa group is apparently calling themselves Atlanta Forest Defender. Their comrade was shot and killed in an officer-involved shooting after opening fire on an officer. Now, I don't know the whole story. I'll try and find the story, and we'll talk about it on the next Coffee with Hooligans, which will be on Monday. But we're going to watch a little bit of this video. We're going to pretty much skim through it because there's a good chance that he's going to try and be upset or something that I showed this, which I think is stupid because really I'm raising awareness to it. But the left kind of camera people have gotten salty over the years. That's why the one won't let me show any of his stuff. Andy's being praised on main media, and I see lots of people praising him, even though he's totally Antifa, and that totally kills me inside that people are unaware of these things. And I feel like memory only serves for like a year, because I see a lot of people who are Antifa who are still around, and I see people like patriots, people like Patriot Sunshine says, God bless you, Mr. Antifa person, because I don't realize you're Antifa because I forgot that we were watching you burn buildings down 2 years ago, but God bless you and thank you for being here. That stuff kills me. But I think it's easier for me to tell because I track the channels themselves and not just what's on the screen. Either way, drop some ones in the chat if you're ready to get her started. I'm going to skim through the chat really quick. Make sure you guys are racking those likes up. More likes, more hooligans. Hopefully I'm not pushing people away, being a little honest today. I want to try to be honest every day, but it is what it is. Let's see. Snooks Unicorn. Oh, is this in Minneapolis? What is this, like Solidarity? Either way. Snooks is the one that sent me this. She knows more about it than I do. I appreciate you, Snooks. Thank you for sending me articles early on in the day so I can have a selection of news. What's up, Hydrodynamic? Big Beefy. I see the ones in the chat. Let's get her started, hooligans. Like I said, we're going to skim through this. We're not going to sit here and watch the whole thing. The point is to spread a little spotlight. It's not live, so we're not going to sit here and be on the edge of our seats waiting for some chaos to break out. It's not going to go down like that.
Atlanta Press Collective regarding what happened on January 18th.
Maybe they'll read to us what happened.
On January 18th, 2023, the police shot and killed a protester in the Weelaunee Forest. Dozens of heavily armed DeKalb police, Atlanta police, and Georgia State Patrol shut down Weelaunee People's Park and nearby streets before entering the tree line with guns drawn and heavy machinery poised to continue deforestation. Police have repeatedly raided this public park, completely flattened community gardens and art installations, attacked protesters with chemical weapons and rubber bullets, and threatened lethal force. During past raids, police have consistently escalated violent tactics on peaceful people who were sitting in trees or walking through the public park. Since June 6th of 2022, activists and community members fighting to defend the Atlanta forest and stop Cop City have consistently been demanding that officers stop bringing weapons into the forest after APD pointed their weapons at peaceful protesters. Since the fatal shooting, operations have continued with Brassfield and Gorey's heavy machinery entering the forest and cops shooting pepper balls at people who remain inside the park, as if nothing has happened. The loss of our lives remains meaningless to the police. Police have killed a forest defender for loving this earth, for taking a stand against ongoing destruction of the planet and its people. Indiscriminate police murder and unfettered police violence are exactly why people have.
I'm going to look this article up because I think they're missing a major part of what happened. As far as I know, he shot at officers first.
Invest in cops. Militarization and inflated police budgets are only increasing. Meanwhile, police murders peaked in 2022. U.S. cops killed nearly 100 people every single month. What is taking place is a classic example of tyrannical government overreach. The public has a right to defend its interests. We are advocates of a free and peaceful society built on cooperation and mutual understanding. The government...
Okay, before we continue on, I'm going to read this article that I just found. It says, a person was killed and a Georgia trooper was injured Wednesday as officers cleared out the site of a controversial proposed law enforcement training center in Atlanta. Tensions have been rising in the city over the proposed public safety training center, a sprawling stretch of 85 acres of forest land in DeKalb County that will be a shooting range and amphitheater and a mock city that will be used for training. Opponents have called the center Cop City, opponents, Antifa is called the center, Cop City, and protesters have camped out in the area to decry construction. I don't know why they worded everything like this. A multi-agency operation to clear out the area was conducted around 9 a.m. Wednesday. Law enforcement found a man in a tent inside the woods who did not comply with verbal commands and shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said in a news release. GBI Director Mike Register said that the man opened fire without warning. Other law enforcement officers returned fire, hitting the man who died at the scene, the GBI said. Release of the man's identity is pending notification of his family, officials said. A handgun and shell casing were found at the scene. The injured trooper was taken to the hospital and he underwent surgery. The trooper was stable in intensive care for the underwent surgery, but he still had a road to recovery. State Patrol Colonel, COL, probably Colonel, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, Chris Wright said in the news conference. GBI is investigating. Register said 4 people were arrested in the clearing out operation. The GBI release said that they were taken to DeKalb County Jail and charges are pending. I'm going to drop this link in the chat so you guys can have some receipts. All of this, links and everything that we've shown today will be in the description after the live. So let's continue on with their side of the story.
Is escalating the situation pointlessly. Allow peace to return to our community. Cancel the Cop City project. Return Entrenchment Creek Park to the public. Drop the charges against protesters. No one can bring our friend back to us. An innocent life has been taken, and the machines continue. We will not go quietly into this dark night. Rest in power with love and solidarity. For more information, visit defendatlantaforest.org. Again, that was a press release that came from, I believe, Atlanta Press Collective this week.
Donald said, but did he have a gas stove?
To share the direct words of folks down there. So yeah, with that, I will turn it over to the next person.
I appreciate you, Mr. Beansy Bean.
I've been shouting at work all day, so thank you for the microphone. And thanks to everyone for coming tonight. Before I start, I want to remind everyone that there's a march tomorrow at 4 p.m. in Uptown. There are flyers.
Thanks for letting me know, Jose. I didn't know there was a women's march tomorrow. Oh, it's today and tomorrow? I'll keep an eye out. Thank you for letting me know. I was unaware.
It was Cami personally, though I'm close to many who did. Although as many...
What's up, Kevin? Welcome to the live.
Hardly a prerequisite to feel saddened and angered by the news. Their death resonates with so many of us for so many reasons, even beyond international borders. Activists...
Like I said, we're not going to watch this whole thing. We're just going to hear a little bit of crying and we're going to move on.
Have expressed their solidarity with the Atlanta forest struggle in the face of this extreme repression.
What's up, big chap? Thanks for being here.
A statement from anarchists in Athens, Greece, in response to the news. Portuguesa, we love you. We honor you as an anarchist comrade who fought and died for a cause we share. All humans perish, but the war against the world of police and industry, the hatred for it in our hearts that links...
Linda Lou, I wish you were on longer. Well, I appreciate that, honestly. I always worry that you guys feel like I'm wasting your time, but I'll see what I can do. I'm honestly thinking about doing 2 shows a day. An early show and then a late show, but we'll see how it goes. I can't burn myself out.
The police violently confiscate spaces for their own sick purposes. Here, as everywhere, the state and capitalism conspire to kill trees, despoil mountainsides, poison the water and air. Portuguesa, we who still...
Could you imagine dying or even opening fire on an officer because people want to cut down trees that are not your trees?
We call you family. We embrace your...
I mean, I don't think we should remove all the trees, but that's... I don't know. I don't see the point of this.
Your commitment to the defense of the forest are alive and thriving, forever dangerous, green, and wild. Cop City will never be built. End of statement.
Cop City will never be built, but they just killed one of your comrades and now you're at a vigil.
This struggle, which could very well swallow everything.
Slide Dog, DeKalb County. Thank you for informing me. Thank you.
From every imaginable walk of life who have thrown their weight behind the movement have engaged in the most limited, peaceful, and constrained forms of resistance, given the stakes of the struggle and the surface area of the adversarial forces. By focusing directly on those responsible, by showing up at their residences, in their offices, and then in the forest itself, activists have kept their interventions limited to only the narrowest lane possible. That period is now over. Nothing prevents the entire metropolitan space from becoming a zone of creative subversion. As for the contractors behind the project, aside from their clerical and logistical operations, they frequently engage in a variety of public outreach events, job fairs, symposiums, celebrations, and fundraising events. The time is fast approaching when
Antifa fundraising events.
a theater for the creative actions of free-spirited people. Every wall, billboard, and bathroom stall may soon be adorned with slogans and stickers, posters, and declarations of support. Other tactics typical of contemporary movements could erupt at any moment and in any part of the country, given the breadth of the economic forces backing Cop City. University walkouts or occupations, interstate blockades, confrontations in shopping districts, dramatic episodes at City Hall or County Commissioner's offices. The subversive rhythm could begin to overwhelm the commercial, logistical, and public activity of the
D-Money. Shooting an officer is peaceful to them.
Police Foundation.
Yeah, apparently.
Their broad base of corporate and bureaucratic support is what gives them strength. Press conferences, suit and tie events, outreach campaigns, etc. could all become a nightmare for them. It is time for the protagonists of the current movement,
Robert, he sounds like Kenny from South Park. Kenny!
era. The front line is not simply a location on a map, nor is it a destination, a position, or a place. Everything is implicated in the status quo. Where there is the possibility of generating social consensus, of arranging the proper forces and attitudes, there can
Ken, you crack me up.
intervention. Tension increases by spreading force over the broadest area. From now on,
Thanks for letting me know, PJ.
thank you.
Snooks, I don't think anyone's chatting on the JeffMAC Live YouTube channel. It says there's 6 people watching, but
My name's
I don't know why no one's chatting.
community member. And I just want to say, rest in peace to Tort. And what's going on in Atlanta is showing us why it's important to stay together in the movement, right? It's showing us that they want us to think that there's a million different problems going on. But what's actually going on is everything is completely connected.
Robert, I don't know what that is.
Is the repression of indigenous folks. What we're seeing is slavery and plantations. What we're seeing is the disregard of African American communities, like they have historically done. What we're seeing right now is we're seeing a mix of a lot of different quote-unquote struggles, but we're seeing them play out at the same time.
How many on the scene?
What they're trying
Never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
trying to build a response down there because of the uprising that not just us but the world had in 2020 with the killing of George Floyd. They're trying to build and make it like the new normal to have giant ass cities where they're going to train cops, and we got to tell them no. This is important. We got to tell them no.
They want to build big cities where they want to train cops, and we need to tell them no. But 2 years ago, it was they're killing all of us because they don't have enough training.
To let them do this, right? Since we're in this space right now, I want to raise the name of Deanna Marie. Since Deanna Marie was killed down the street by a white supremacist for standing up for
Kevin got motion sickness. What, from the camera guy?
that Black Lives was Winston Smith.
J-Dub, I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that was going on.
With Atlanta right now. Because everyone stood in solidarity with us when we had the George Floyd got murdered all around the world. What we need to do is we need to make sure that we stand in solidarity with them, and the whole world needs to do as such. Right now, the government is asking permission to kill protesters. They're asking people, do they care? Is this okay? And we need the whole world.
He needs to pull that mic out of his mouth.
Isn't fucking okay!
Aw, man, you just blew my monetization.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Alright, I think we've seen enough of this. Will you take her easy, Kevin? Well, hooligans, I'm going to look into that Trump stuff. I just looked at Right Side Broadcasting's channel and I don't see anything about Trump, but I'll look into it. Apparently there's other stuff going on today that I was unaware of. I thought this was all there was, and I still have to investigate it. But that stuff will be determined. I will let you guys know. Please join Gilded. I'm going to give you my spiel. I'm not doing it right this second, but join Gilded. That way you can be informed if we are going live a little bit later. I do have other stuff I have to do today. Tomorrow is my day off. I'll be recharging the batteries and stuff like that, you know, so I don't get burned out. We got to keep the show going every day, but you got to take a day off. I just happen to take Sunday off. No special reason other than news is more popular Monday through Saturday. There's more stuff going on. But that's that. So if your day off is tomorrow or whenever your day off is, please make sure that you recharge your batteries. Do something that you love to do, something that you think is fun, no matter how silly it may be. I open Pokemon cards because I like Pokemon cards, and maybe that's not something a 33-year-old should do, but it makes me happy. And sometimes when I need to recharge my batteries, I might crack a pack. I might play the game. I might go for a walk. I might talk to the cat. Anything I like, I got to try and cram that in on a Sunday to make sure that I recharge my batteries so I'm tip-top on Monday. The opposite of work is play. It is not rest. And society is incorrect on how they've taught us. And that's why we all feel burned out. That's why it seems like the same stuff every day. That's why you feel like you're in a rut sometimes. It's because you don't play enough. Everyone of all ages and shapes and sizes, and whether or not you got a wiener, you should be able to play. Find something that makes you happy and do it. No matter how silly you look when you do it. How many times you guys hear me say chicken bacon? Bring the goat out. Bring out the fidget spinners. I have a little gnome here. Because these things make me happy. And they're silly. They're silly. You guys don't even know all the silly stuff that's on my desk. But it makes me happy. And it's important. And I live a better life since I've pursued happiness and not jump through the hoops society says. And so I'm just passing the information on to you guys because I want you guys to be happy. I want you guys to be whole. I want you to enjoy life, not just focus on the nonsense that we cover. Be happy, be whole. Let's see. Alright, hooligans, I'm going to read you guys my spiel, and then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to investigate the other lives I've been told about that's supposed to be happening for the next 2 days. I will be posting alerts and stuff, of course, if we go live and all of that, so stay tuned for that. Here's my spiel, though. When you get a second, please go to jeffmaclive.com. On the homepage, you can find all of my links listed. It's kind of like our new link tree. You can find the link to join Gilded for free. Gilded is currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. You'll also receive notifications if there is important updates or things going on that I think everyone should know about. There's a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. There's also a ton of hooligans if you would like to hang out with them. They are there all day, every day. You don't have to talk about the news. You can share memes. You can share articles of funny stuff that you found. It's not all about politics. So definitely join Gilded. Let's see. Also on the homepage of JeffMAC Live, you can find links to the merch store if you would like to grab merch. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers. Everything is displayed in black and white, like the shirt that I'm wearing right now, but they come in lots of colors. So if you find something you like, click on it to see all the available colors of that item. Also on the homepage, you can find links to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee. If you would like to support what I do, those links are also in the description, I believe. There's also an Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without you having to seek information or come get an address or anything like that. It's really easy to use. And then finally, there is links to the membership programs on jeffmaclive.com on the homepage near the bottom. There is membership programs for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. So that's my spiel. Let's get ready for the Pledge of Allegiance, you hooligans. Sly Dog, let's see your silly walk. We're not going to do it here. Maybe we'll go for a walk. We'll go live. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I might also play the game later. So if you guys, I don't know, want to see me play the game, there's a JeffMAC gaming channel now. You can search it up if you would like. But it's not going to interfere with this. So everybody hates video games. Don't worry about it. You're not going to see it on this channel. All right, hooligans. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans. Well, that is that for now. Like I said, I'm going to investigate these other lives, see what else is going on. I don't know that this is going to be the last live, and then there's also supposed to be a march tomorrow, and that's normally my day off, so I'm going to be juggling some things. But make sure you're a part of Gilded. Gilded is free. It's an app. You can download it on your phone. I know that every live streamer in the world wants you to download a different app and all this stuff, but every time you guys post in the comment section, oh, I just got here, I didn't get a notification, or oh man, it's not live anymore, I didn't receive a notification, I've provided a way for you guys to get around that. You just have to use it. Download the Gilded app, find my links, click the Gilded link. You'll go right to the server. You'll see all the hooligans, and you don't have to be social if you don't want to. You can use it just as a notification system. That's the whole purpose. We just ended up with a community. The whole reason I made it is because YouTube's algorithm doesn't like to send out my notifications because they don't want people to see what I have to say or show. And we're all pretty familiar with that. So use the notification. Thanks for letting me know, Robert. I'll look into it. Yeah, so big shout out to everyone that made donations, join the membership program, or purchase any merch. I really appreciate all of you, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.